Well, Chang's now traumatized, but how's that going to lead to his death? Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with episode 5 of Linklick's Bridon arc. So, before we get started, I want to apologize if my voice sounds off. I am battling a bit of a scratchy throat and everything. It's nothing major, nothing bad. It's definitely withstandable. It's just it probably is affecting my voice a bit, so just letting you know. And if I cough at any point, that's why. Also a little bit sniffly as well. But yeah, so last time, Chang somehow accidentally activated his powers and was able to take his first dive. We saw that he dived back into the past where the fire happened and was unable to do anything or save anyone. So, a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, a lot of mystery with his father and everything still. It's curious to see what's going to happen with that though. Because in this episode and next episode, we still got to explain why the red-haired guy killed him and how we're going to stop that. Unless that's not resolved here and it gets resolved in season 3, but that wouldn't make sense. This feels like its own kind of arc, right? I mean, it's literally called the Bridon arc. So, I feel like we almost have to finish it out. I guess we'll see what happens. So, I'm definitely excited to see where this goes with these last couple episodes. And hopefully it ends up being a really good conclusion. Because I think my determination of where this is going to rank with the other seasons and stuff is going to be determinant on what we get otherwise, how this ends and how this storyline closes off for at least now. Because the entire thing with Liu Xiao and company watching them, that's going to definitely go into next season. Like that's set up for next season. But we still got to figure this out. My only theory is that the red-haired guy had something to do with that fire, and that he somehow found out that that Chang interfered in some way, as we saw last episode. I have no idea how he would have found that out, but still. I'm very curious to see what happens. So, we're going to get into it, hope for the best, and see if this episode really builds us into the finale well. I have faith that it will. So, let's get into it and see. Hold up just a second there. Before you click that link down in the description below to go to today's reaction, I just wanted to take this moment real quick to remind you of all the awesome content we have on the channel. Between Monday and Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions, with 2 on Wednesday. We also have movie reactions every Saturday and Sunday. I do pre-record them during the week, but upload them on the weekend. And don't forget about all the awesome gaming content over on the Princess Gaming channel. Every single day of the week, we have some awesome Let's Plays for you. A bunch of different things to check out, and more coming in the future. And don't forget to click that subscribe button or like the video if you really enjoy the content I'm putting out. There will be more to come in the future. In the meantime, thank you so much for tuning in, and let's get this going. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, this really started to give, like, like the payoffs that we were setting up with this season, with this arc. But with only one episode left, I don't know how we're going to actually resolve this. I don't know if we are. Because how do you resolve this in only one more episode, unless it is a double length episode? Because if it's double length, that could work. I was talking about it could be double length because the first episode of this arc was. And it's like that. If they did that as well with the final episode, with episode 6, I think that could work. But if it's just if it's a regular solo length episode, I don't know how they're going to wrap this all up. Because they're getting information on this girl. They're going to try and find her because she's the sole survivor of the fire. That we know of, at least. And on top of that, we have the red-haired guy, the boss, whose name I can never remember. He seems clearly perturbed by the fact that they're looking in on this. So I'm wondering if him killing Chang in the first place had something to do with that. I guess we'll find out, hopefully. I'm just worried we're not going to get all the answers until season 3 starts. And it's like, if that is the case, it feels like, okay, you're either purposely leaving it off on a cliffhanger to fuck with us, or it's like that's how this arc actually ended in the original source material. And it's just, fucking with us. I feel like either way, it's fucking with us. But we have this episode having Luke Wong have to explain the entire power system to Chang for the first time. And they utilize a duo dive for the first time. Because last episode had Chang diving for the first time, but it was solo. This time they high five, which allows, as we know, Luke Wong to go in with Chang as this voice in his head, basically. And we get to see Chang go into the body of this girl who they find out is the sole survivor. And she's like this super smart, like top student who, because she's, very shy and timid and generally nerdy, she's also a magnet for bullying. And Chang does not like bullies. We've known this. This is not new information. So seeing him have to put up with that, especially since this is like one of his first dives, it's like, yeah, you understand why he's like almost breaking from it. Why it's really bothering him to the point where he's almost like on the verge of attacking them. It makes sense. On top of all that, you have the fact that the teacher during this exam who Chang ends up talking to, we find out is his father. Which I found that out pretty quickly because he looks like him. And I'm like asking even before it's revealed, it's like, is that him? And it's like, yeah, it was him. And that's why Chang snapped so hard at him. Especially when, like, he's talking about, oh, I have a son, and it's like, I never really see him and everything. It's like, that made it super obvious. But, like, Chang fully snaps at him, just completely breaks character. And, like, really rails into him. And rightly so. It's completely fair. Chang's, his emotions here, his feelings, his anger is entirely justified. I'm just wondering, does Chang Wei-min, Chang Xiaoxi's father, does he have powers too? Or at least know about powers? That's a question I've still been kind of wondering. A lot of things that aren't quite clear yet. And again, to resolve that, to resolve the stuff with the red-haired guy and saving Chang and all in the final episode, it's like I don't know how they're going to do this if it's not double length. And if they don't do it, if they just don't resolve everything this season, this arc, that's gonna like it's not gonna suck. It's just gonna be, really mean. It's like don't leave me on a cliffhanger that mean. But yeah, this arc uh I'm thinking I'm thinking I kind of put it between the two seasons right now. It's like I said in the pre-thoughts, it's going to depend on how it ends for my full placement, but I still think season 2 is better than season 1. Not by a huge amount. Season 1 was still great, but I do think season 2 was better. I think this is like better than season 1, but not as good as season 2 right now. But it really is going to depend on how it ends. And if it does end on a big cliffhanger, then honestly, I don't think I'm going to be able to properly rank it until I see where that goes in season 3. Now, season 3 is supposed to come out sometime this year, and it's supposed to be 24 episodes, I believe. Twice as long as seasons 1 and 2, which is great. I love that it's got enough popularity to where it can get more episodes. But I'm just wondering, what does that mean for the show? Like, does that mean shit's really about to go off? Because I'm all for that, but I'm also scared of that. Um, I feel like that we at least, at the very least, have to resolve saving Chang in this season. Because that seems like the big point of this arc. Like, that's the entire reason that Lu Guang traveled back with the photo. It's the entire reason they're doing all of this. So if he didn't save Chang Xiaoxi in this arc, that would feel very weird to me. Wouldn't necessarily ruin it or anything. It'd just be weird. I don't know. We'll see how it goes and what happens next week. Um, but in the meantime, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this episode of Link Link's Bridon arc. Let me know down below. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.